And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As we kick off this early Friday morning, it is cold. 27 as I walked to work. I almost wanted a jacket. I did want a jacket. It was freezing, y'all. This is not going to be changing. We'll get some tips about your heating and air coming up, because one day you're going to need the air conditioner. The next day you're going to need your heater again. Environment Master here to talk about all that. They'll tell us something good and how to make sure it works properly. Ben's going to be in just a moment. As we begin this, make sure to get your birthdays, anniversaries. You got anything good like that going on, we'll do that in the morning show. Make sure to drop by for that. As always, as we get this show underway, we need a good word. Let's go to First Baptist Church. Let's go up to Collinsville and get our day started right. We'll be right back.
Considered how significant Jesus' vocation was. Before becoming a rabbi, he worked as a what? A carpenter. How fitting a profession, because long before he was a carpenter in Nazareth, he was the builder of the entire universe. Now that's a massive claim, but that's exactly what the Holy Spirit tells us through Apostle Paul in Colossians 1:16. For by Jesus, all things were created in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things were created through him and for him. The galaxies in space, Jesus made them. The atoms holding you together right now, right? He designed them, even the angel armies in heaven. Jesus called them in to being. Everything that was made by him and through him. Now think about the profound irony. The creator of all things spent 30 years as a carpenter learning the trade from his adopted daddy, Joseph, in a Nazareth workshop. The hands that carved wood once carved canyons. The mind that calculated measurements once calculated the laws of physics. This is one of the reasons Christ deserves our worship. He isn't just a wise teacher or moral example or even savior of humanity. He's the source of all existence. Every created thing, from the smallest quark to the largest galaxy, owes its being to him. All things were created through him and for him. And when we grasp that, worship becomes inevitable. How can we not bow before the one who made all things? How can we withhold praise from the artist behind all of this amazing design? Creation itself is a sermon about the supremacy of Christ. So look around. Everything testifies that Jesus is Lord over all. But is he Lord over you? Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message this morning. As I mentioned a moment ago, it's not a day to put up your long handles. You might want to wear those today, an extra thick jacket, especially if you've got to work outside. If you've got to go to the mailbox, I might wait till about 10 o'clock and let things start warming up. With that being said, one of our guests this morning, Ben, is in the house with us. You've been seeing him talk about these specials and things that go on with the air conditioner. Ben joined us. Let me turn the camera over here. Ben, how in the world are you this morning?
Man, I'm all right. Thanks for having me.
Environment Masters is where you're from?
Yeah.
You liked the company so much you ended up buying it, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it's Environment Masters has been our family business since the 50s. We just
57, wasn't it?
57, when we just wanted to move a brand to Meridian. We really like this town. It's like we were talking about. It's very personal. Kind of feels like the origins of Environment Master. So wanted to be here.
And it's great deer hunting here. Everybody loves that, didn't it?
It's even better turkey hunting. I swear on it. There's something about red dirt and pine trees.
They love it, don't they?
They don't have a scientific study yet, but it's just for turkeys.
It is good. And as we're talking these temperatures, we're looking at today getting up to 63. Right now we're at 27. Tonight, I think we're going to get, tomorrow night's when we get back into about 24. The chance of snow is out of it. And that makes your air conditioning and heating systems work hard. What are the signs where you might need to call you to where you don't freeze at night?
So it's I would say it's more than a sign thing. It's like the classic say it in Mississippi, if you don't like the weather, just sit around and wait.
Yeah.
We constantly switch back and forth. It puts kind of an abnormal amount of stress on a system, and this being a heat pump market, like you're getting heat and cool from the refrigeration side. And I don't want to get overly technical, but it's like that's all the same components working to make heat and air conditioning back and forth, heats it up, cools it down, heats it up, cools it down, expand, contract, all that. So the real thing that people need to be aware of in these things is there's a lot of small components in these things that take a lot of abuse.
I'm sure it does.
And the general maintenance piece, or the seasonality, seasonal maintenance, is super important for you not to have that 911 emergency on the 24-degree day with snow. Really hope it snows. My 4-year-old son will be the happiest
He would.
kid on the planet, but I want everybody's heat to work, so it's kind of like a hard back and forth. I love a good weather event. It's fun with kids, but
It's kind of like, I guess you could relate this, your heat pump, how you want to word that. It's like changing your oil, making sure it's maintained to where it doesn't quit on that cold day.
yeah, the car comparison's a good one. A lot of people do understand it. It's a lot of electrical components, and if you're drawing weak amperage, if you're overamping, your stuff isn't working right, so you're paying too much to use it, and it's on its way out. So, a lot of people don't know it, but every major brand manufacturer in their warranty clause says if you don't have your seasonal maintenance 2 visits a year, you're voiding your warranty. Now,
So the average person probably wouldn't know that.
yeah, and a lot of people aren't, contractors, of course, are going to take care of their customers and not going to hold that against them. But it is, with Mississippi weather is up and down, it is so important to make sure you're doing your checks.
Yeah, I was sitting here looking at it. Today 63. Tomorrow night we're at 24. Sunday we'll get to 44 during the day. Woo, heat wave. And then we're going to drop back down to 26 and then 22 on Monday night.
Yep. And then I think the rain rolls in and we get right back up to 50 to 70. And everything will be wet, so it's kind of back and forth.
We go from short sleeve to coats so many times here, and it is important. Right now, y'all got that checkup for $29.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're listening right now and you call in and you ask about Scotty Ray, we got a special going on. It's $29. Get a full system check, check all the components, give you a report, get out your hair. But a little peace of mind for crazy weather.
That's minimal. And hopefully there'll be nothing wrong with your unit, but there is nothing wrong with checking that out. So on a cold night, you're not chattering and trying to find an electric blanket real quick.
Right. And I mean, when if you find something that's like a very small part, but it keeps you from the 20-degree emergency, it's super worth getting handled.
I agree with that so much. Ben, we're going to have you back on in just a little bit. We're going to introduce you to the whole crew as they'll start coming in just a little bit there. As we look at headlines this morning, there's a lot to be said with what's going on in America right now. One of the top headlines, no matter where you go, what you do, is going to be everything that's going on in Minnesota. And we'll get to a few of those headlines here in just a moment. One thing that stuck out in my mind, as everybody that's in this room looking at me right now, parents, how could you do something to a child? It gets your blood boiling. And I know most parents are that way. As we go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, somebody had rented a storage building. And as they're putting their stuff, they keep hearing a faint child sound. So they called the police. The fire department showed up. There were 6 children locked inside a Milwaukee, and it was enclosed. In the darkness, in the back, a 9-year-old was holding all of her brothers and sisters where their parents had locked them up. What makes a bucket for a bathroom? How long were they there? I'm not sure. But how could a parent do such? Now, the parents have been arrested. They will face what is due to them. I'm not sure if they've got family, but Lord, let's hope so that somebody will help out those kids. It breaks my heart for anybody to abuse a child like that. We got some folks that are in trouble. Will this ever hit college football with all these changes that we've seen coming with this portal? We've got at least, and I've seen 2 different numbers, 17 to 39 players involved in this scheme of shaving points for gambling. When people profit is when they start abusing the system. IQ. You ever take an IQ test, Odie?
No, I hadn't.
I hadn't either. I'm scared to. But the average IQ of countries and I know you think, oh, the United States is doing fine. I watched Jesse Walters last night on Fox for about 6 minutes. And he asked it was basically, he had two questions there. One was about the Gettysburg Address of who did it. And then they said that was that Gettysburg War, wasn't it? They had no idea who Abraham Lincoln was. And they asked what body of water joined the East Coast. And the answers that came from Americans would shock you. Like, come on, y'all know what's over there, don't you? Come on. It's just like people have dropped out of school. They have no idea what's going on in America. We're going to have to walk around and do some questions like that. But overall, the IQ of America is at 97%. You know what the number one country with the highest IQ is right now? How many times has Donald Trump said it? China. China. They've got 106. America, I believe, is running at, what was that score? 99.7 is the average IQ of an American.
I bet China can tell you what a boy or a girl is.
Yeah, they do know that over in China. Boy, where's it? Folks, it ain't rocket science. They have, and I looked this up just so you'll see this. I looked it up on YouTube. The U.S. postage stamp is out that's got Ali on it. That's what it looks like if you want to buy a few of those. A lot of people collect stamps. Put them up. You still got your Elvis stamp? They've got a lot. Even Jimmy Rogers had one from Meridian. Big deal there if you collect stamps. I just remember, what was it? Toy Story with Richard Pryor where he bought that expensive stamp.
Oh, yeah. And mailed a letter.
It was the one where he had to, Brewster's Millions. That's what that was, where he had to waste the money. I don't get this. This is the second time I've read a story about Pokemon cards. Manhattan. They've robbed another store. They got $1,000 cash, and they stole a bunch of Pokemon cards.
That's where the money was at.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
You can put it on your phone and chase them.
I remember... That's true. That's true. Oh, boy. There's so many stories that go around our country that makes you... We got a lady that's been arrested in Florida. She thought it was a great idea to drive her car into the courthouse. She was going to protest, drove it right into it. They've taken her on to jail. Bless her heart. We got sad news. Also, as we go back, as best friends, I can remember a story locally some 30, 40 years ago in our area, in the Clarkdale area, to where somebody was digging and it caved in. It paralyzed them. Do y'all remember that? Greg will remember that. We've got two best friends in Florida that were digging in some sand. They're both deceased now. It caved in on them. It's just the stories that come in around. Let's see what else is happening this morning. France, boy, they're trying to get all cocky there. They've sent troops over to train in Greenland. They're not wanting the United States in there, I guess. They're over there training. We'll leave it at that. We had a school bus crash yesterday, Illinois. One person is deceased. We pass along condolences to those parents as they deal with that as well. We got some banks mad. Woo, they're real bent out of shape. That's because they're trying to put a 10% cap. Can't charge over 10%. They don't like Trump right now over that. They were greedy. 32% interest there. He's wanting to cut it back to 10. They say it'll mess up the entire economy because they won't be able to give credit to other people. We'll see what happens. As y'all all know, that's robbery without the gun. Hey, they're going to be issuing $20 credits if you were a Verizon customer and you lost all that service. We didn't get y'all remember when we lost service out here? Yeah. We didn't get nothing.
That was AT&T.
AT&T, they said, it'll be all right. Give it, wait a few days. Rand Paul he's this way, he's that way. We do see that he has introduced and he's filed. He is going to be he's introduced a bill to stop welfare for non-citizens of the U.S. Will other senators back it? We'll see. We've got a Congress that has done very little over the last 2 years. As we go over and we take a look at what's going on in Thailand, another huge incident has happened there. If you remember, they had a train to where a crane fell on it. 32 people died. Yesterday, they had another incident where 2 people were killed, where a construction crane fell, killed 2 people. That is not exactly the place I want to go visit. There's nothing safe in that country. Now, as I mentioned before, Minneapolis, I don't know what to say what's going on up there. They need help. And I'm just going to read the memo that was put out. Now, this is all dealing with ICE agents, and that people need healing, apparently, to the city. A guy named Dustin put this out. And this is, let me just read this letter here. Human Resources will be facilitating a healing circle from 12 noon to 1 p.m. for any city employee that would like to be in shared space with colleagues. This is intended as a quiet, supportive environment for connection and presence. As a reminder, a therapy goat will also be there beginning at noon. You're welcome to stop by at any point. And they got this cute picture of this little goat that's going to be there for anybody that needs it.
It's going to be done at noon?
They better watch it.
We could have rented Harold out and they could have had
A therapy goat. Now, I want y'all all to remember what's going on there. An agent of the United States was threatened by a car. Had he stood still, he would have lost his life. He protected his and hers. He does what he does supposed to every day. And because someone didn't obey the law, they lost their life. But yet we've got authorities. And if you go back and watch the governor, where he told them to videotape any ICE agent doing activity. We even saw the mayor there say that police should stop agents from doing their job. Even the police chief, who's way to the left, had that look on his face like, Go back and watch that video as we watch that. I can't do that. Now, Democrats are also trying to pass a law in that state to where it would limit the authority of ICE. I don't think that's going to pass. That's not going to happen. Trump is, and I'm putting all this in a nutshell of what's being slung. He says, keep on, I'm going to file the insurrection. And you think you got it bad now, we're coming. It's close to that. Tom Homan, boy, have you ever watched this guy speak? He's to the point. He doesn't beat around the bush. He basically told them all yesterday, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice, and we're going to show everyone's face who does this, who's left of trying to block ICE and cause harm to others. He's going to make a portfolio and release your names to the American citizens. Now, we've got another guy that spoke yesterday. And they say, you think you got it bad now. ICE agents, they're saying all of this is in a wave. ICE agents are going to swoop in. Then they're going to turn this over. I don't know whether this is actually true or not, but they would at some point hire bounty hunters and put a $1,500 bounty on those who are not American citizens, to where bounty hunters would go into these states and make arrests and turn them into authorities. $1,500 will make people come and straighten the situation out.
Is there a bag limit?
You could make a lot of money off of that. We're going to watch this closely. I watch people burn the American flag every night. Have y'all watched this video to where yesterday, and they got him, and it was a independent reporter, sort of what we do, filmed this guy breaking into a car. It was an FBI car. He rips the gun safe out of the car, drags it down the road, and they couldn't get in it. It took about 20 of them, about 15 minutes, beating and stomping, and they finally got in it. And he stole an FBI agent's weapon. He's been arrested. He'll be going to the pokey for quite some time for everything he done. And I really think they ought to make they beat the windshield out of the car. The car's no good anymore. They ought to be made reimburse the federal government for that car, every one of them. I think most people agree with that. I'm going to get stirred up. We're going to do the weather next. Stay close. It's cold. We'll give you all the details of the forecast next as we get this day underway.
Okay, so can we go over this just one more time? So when we buy a brand new air conditioner,
Environment Masters gives you the furnace for free.
But the catch is...
There's no catch, just free.
it's got to be like a cheap one, right?
No. And you get to choose between Linux or Train.
And all we have to do is buy a new air conditioner?
And Environment Masters gives you the furnace for free.
Can we go over this one more time?
J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. They carry the Nixon tire with free roadside hazard service, along with high-tread used tires. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Welcome back. As we get into our forecast this morning, let's just find out what's going on here. Since I didn't hit the button, we'll do this now and get all this straightened out. Boy, some days I just don't think, do I? It happens to all of us, really. Hush up, Greg. As we go to our record highs and lows, it was 1943. We had a high of 79. Our record low for here was 72. It was 14 degrees. Brr. Now, as we go to this outlook for today, we're looking at 63 as we go north through Philadelphia. Y'all be pretty good, not bad, 62, but warm. Gets a little cooler there at the state line at about 53 as we go down through Vicksburg, warmer at 66. By the time we get to Gulfport, we'll be sitting at 63. Now, tonight, here's what we got. 36 for Meridian. We'll see 34 of rain showers there, 33 in Columbus, and 30 again back up near the Tennessee line. As we go to the south, we'll go all the way to Gulfport for 48. And over at the river, we'll see about 36 in between there, and Natchez about 39. As we go to Bama, we'll see that Demopolis will see 61 today, 55 in Birmingham is how it shows up. Even over in Montgomery, about 60 today. Not bad at all. Now, as we take a look at what's coming, we're at normal weather here, a little bit warmer to the south, and as you get north and above Tennessee into Kentucky, it'll be cooler. As we look out to our west, we see a little bit warmer weather approaching, and it will get here. Here's our 7-day outlook as we come across. 63 today, 36 tonight. Tomorrow, we'll get up to 51, but look at this low, 24. Brr. By the time you go to church on Sunday, you're going to need 2 jackets. 44 with a low of 24. Not getting better yet on Monday. 51 with that low of 22. We'll see 26 on Tuesday night, and then temperatures will start making a change as this rain moves in on Thursday there with a 30% chance. As we go another week into this, we're back to 65, 40s, and then back down again to 27. As you look at that heating, boy, brr. Make sure it's working right there. We'll have some more coming up. 59 by the 30th as we get almost near the end of the month. Now, here's what we got when it comes to fishing today. If you're going to be out, major time to fish today, brought to you by Parker Wholesale. 9:21 this morning to about 11:20 will be pretty good. We've got a minor time this afternoon around 2 o'clock you can go. As we get into our hunting forecast today, it's going to be better. That's getting good. Wimberley Taxidermy brings it to us. Now, the wind's going to be south-southwest, 5 to 15, but we highly suggest shoot houses today as wind gusts will get to 25 miles an hour. Brr. Major times to hunt today will be 9:21 to 11:21. You've got a minor time this afternoon between 2:40 and 3:40. Not bad. Sunrise will happen at 6:56. Sunset rolls in at 5:13 this afternoon. Again, we're getting about 60 seconds each day, a minute added to it of daylight. Enjoy it. Let's go back and take a look at live radar as we pull over and get into our radar this morning. As we pull up Doc's Toyota radar, here it is, all clear in Mississippi. But look over at Dothan. Boy, it's cold to our east there in Dothan as they have a freeze warning in effect. Look at this, most of Florida under this. Chilly, chilly, chilly. Not anything really going on in Louisiana, Arkansas, but we get into Kentucky, these areas this morning. We got snow. Look at that. That eastern Kentucky up there, Morning Glory, Kentucky. Y'all look out, Columbus, Ohio, seeing some snow this morning. We even see it over in Illinois, Bloomington, Decatur, starting getting ready to a little bit of there. Jefferson City is getting some showers this morning as well. So the outlook in the south is just kind of cold this morning. Nothing major going on. Nothing to complain about. Already 6:54. We got the coffee pot going. You've got time to grab a biscuit and a cup of coffee. Come back. We're going to fire the show off beginning at 7 o'clock. All underway. That girl hadn't made it. Y'all heard from her yet?
Oh, yeah. She says she's flying low.
She's flying low on the broom. Y'all be careful on Highway 493. She's making her way in. Join us. We'll kick off the morning show beginning at 7. We look forward to seeing you. Join us, won't you?